really quick so they can join the discussion, join the party here. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. I'm just going to let Instagram know that I'm live real quick. Hey, Instagram fam, I am now live on YouTube. Be sure to check me out. Go to youtube.com/Bronze Goddess 01 to join the discussion about last night's episode of HBO's Insecure. Hey, Instagram fam, I am now live on. Bam. So let's talk about the show. I hope you guys watched it. Tuning in all the way from Romania. Shout out to my Romanian subscribers. I haven't been live in a while. How you guys doing? First time catching you live. Well, welcome, Valeria. Hey, girl, hey. Is that Mel? Please go in depth. I don't have HBO money. Okay, so I want you guys to kind of talk back and forth. I really wanted to do this as a Q&A. I've been tossing around the idea of doing it this way as opposed to doing like the typical, YouTube review where you just recap the show. I don't really want to do that. So I kind of want to discuss the show. So I'm going to jump right into it with the 17 folks that are currently in here. Hopefully more will join us from Instagram. Insecure is my favorite show right now. I know that's right. So let's talk. So last night's episodes, for those who didn't see it, it starts off with a very steamy scene. Steamy is putting it mildly. If I had some pearls on, I would be clutching them. Girl, I mean, HBO does not, they leave nothing to the imagination. But it made it seem like it's going to be Issa and Daniel. Kind of find out it was Daniel and somebody else inches away, or I should say feet away from Issa. And so I want to talk about that. I feel like in Insecure, the first couple of seasons, they really did give us a lot of backstory about Lawrence. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people really root for Issa and Lawrence. But do you think that Lawrence is a better fit for Issa than Daniel? What I will say that I appreciated about this episode is that they finally are starting to give Daniel a little bit of backstory. We're finally meeting some of the people in Daniel's life, which I really like that. Seeing his sister and seeing his niece. The sister mentioned something about him having to babysit. The sisters seem to have been well familiar with Issa, so that means that he definitely has been mentioning Issa to his family and friends. And I don't know about that. Let me know if you guys are wanting Issa back with Lawrence, or do you think that Daniel is a better fit? I will say that when Issa mentioned in this episode about noticing that he had added some strings to his music, he was really impressed by that Issa took an interest in what he was doing. I don't know. Team Daniel? I'm Team Daniel only because I feel like they have better chemistry, even though I don't like the way that the Daniel character was introduced. I wish he was somebody else. The fact that he knew that Issa was with Lawrence and he still pursued her, that kind of, takes away some points from him. But, he shot his shot. And I also feel that the responsibility for cheating really lies on Issa because she was the one who was in a committed relationship with Lawrence. It was just because somebody dangles the bait doesn't mean you should take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a committed relationship, y'all know people pursue you all the time, but that doesn't mean that you should give in. You're the one who's in a committed relationship. The responsibility of being faithful falls on you. No, it's not cool or right or acceptable that somebody knows that you're in a relationship and they pursue you, but ultimately it's your responsibility to stay faithful. What do y'all think about that? And do y'all think that Molly really has changed? I know in this season opener, it starts off with Molly being I want to say she was in Jamaica, and she has like Vacation Bay that she was kicking it with, and he showed some interest in her, and Molly just seemed like she cut him right off, which bothers me. The idea that somebody who is in a relationship with somebody who's married acts like they're cheating on that married person with somebody else works my nerves. Like, why is Molly being faithful to Dre and not Dre, Dro, and Dro is cheating on his wife? I don't get that. Somebody dangles the bait doesn't mean you should take. That's right. People dangle the bait all the time. I've had men come up to me and say, "See my wedding ring," and say, "Are you married or is your husband married?" Like, bro, what are you talking? People say stuff all the time. They always approach you, but you're the one who has the responsibility to be faithful to your mate. That was on Issa. Glad Molly asked Dro for her key back. She did ask for the key back, but just because somebody gives you the key, that always bothers me. Like, you really think he didn't make a copy or he couldn't have made a copy? It's like, you ask for the key back, that's like it's like a symbolic thing of like, I want the key back. That means you can't just enter my. And that's another thing. How is he just welcoming himself into her home? He is way too comfortable. I feel like, I don't know if it's going to be like a fatal attraction type thing, but I don't trust it because this show is so has some lighthearted moments. I don't think it's going to go there, but it is creepy that you're in your house talking, having, just enjoying yourself, feeling like you're all alone at home. And some man, whether you know him or not, has helped himself into your home. I just didn't like that at all. And what do y'all think about Issa as a Lyft driver? The whole idea of the party Lyft. I kind of thought that I loved that part. That storyline was funny. This past weekend, I was in New York, and it was my first time doing the whole Uber thing. My second time doing the Uber thing, like on my own. So I wish somebody had offered me some. Well, would I take Capri Suns from a random Lyft driver? I don't know. I mean, it's sealed up and it's packaged, but I don't know. Taking food and drink from strangers, it gives me an uneasy feeling. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. You think it's going to be the end because she asked for the key? I don't know. Dro seems a lot more like Molly just keeps saying that she wants to cut it off, but neither one of them, I don't think I don't think either one of them is in a place to really cut off the relationship. Like Molly said, hey, if we're just going to be intimate with each other, that's all it's going to be. But then he asked her out for to dinner to celebrate, something that she did on her job, and she gave in. And then like she keeps telling him she doesn't want to see him, she keeps giving in. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to standards and stuff like that. The minute you start wavering on them, and men don't see that you don't take your own standards seriously, they won't take you seriously. Because when you tell a man, I said no, and you stand by it, they'll respect that a lot more. They think, oh, she's just saying that. Oh, she's playing, or they can talk you out of it. I don't like that. If I say no, that's what I mean. But trying to set standards with Dro at this point, after you've given in and after you guys have done this whole song and dance all this time, it just kind of, I don't know. But wasn't Daniel the one who didn't want a relationship? I thought it was Issa. I thought it was Issa the whole time. He has always been trying to pursue Issa. Issa has been curbing him since he came on the scene. He has always, even I think that's a part of one of the reasons why they broke up in the first place is because Issa wasn't ready. Or correct me if I'm wrong, but even like the last time when her car broke down and he showed up like her knight in shining armor to help her when she was on the side. No, no, it didn't break down. She was in a car accident because she was looking at an inappropriate pic on her phone, and he came, to help her and all of that. And she was like, thanks, buddy. She's always curbing Daniel. Yep, when you set boundaries, you need to stick to them, stick by what you said. Absolutely. It was Issa initially. She wanted a rotation. That's true. Issa wanted to pursue her options, and she didn't take him seriously. But I don't understand why not. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that I don't know. The show is called Insecure. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe one of the reasons why Issa isn't allowing Daniel to pursue her and why she isn't really giving Daniel a chance is because she's insecure. Because of his particular profession, Daniel is being, there's women all over the place. You guys see he had a woman in the booth. And wasn't that my husband thinks it was Dawn Richards from Dirty Money / Danity Kane? Was that who that was in them loud pants? Those loud, squeaky, plastic looking pleather vinyl pants. Was that Don Richards from Danity Kane / Dirty Money? But anyway, maybe that's a part of, and that's the thing, because the show is called Insecure, you're seeing the insecurity in all of them. I think Issa is insecure because of his profession, feeling like he's always going to be approached by women, and can he really be faithful to her? Daniel is insecure because he didn't take her from somebody, but it's the idea that Issa never really gives him a chance. Molly is insecure. They all are to some degree. Which, I mean, you can't just say that's a show. We all have an insecurity about something. When somebody plays on that particular area of vulnerability in us, we're all insecure about something. So now he's in a relationship and it hurts her. That part was a little bit confusing to me. yeah, he went out at the end of the episode, but does that mean that he's dating the girl's name is Vanessa? Is he dating Vanessa? Cuz is that his girlfriend or is she like a rando? I don't Is she a rando or is she bae because I may have missed that. I wonder if he would be faithful to his girlfriend. Now, see, I don't know. I would hate for Issa to be on that side of the spectrum. I mean, we put up with Issa and her promiscuous ways last season, but I don't really feel like that again. I feel like, come on, girl. Like, you already had a whole season. I hope you got it out of your system. But now it's time to be responsible, and you know what you want. That's not. It wasn't even Issa then. You know what I mean? You're a good girl trying to be something that you're not. So in the preview, he says Issa has to go. And what does he want from Issa? And what does she want from him? Like he's doing you a favor. You're staying in his home. You're not paying a dime, and you're telling him to let you know when you have company over. That's that man's house, and you know that at any time, all you have to do is say that you want him, and you can have him. So I don't get it. Like I feel like Issa is asking for too much. Talking about at the very least that we have we have a friendship, and she said that we have history. So what does that mean? He has to pretend that he's not out here dating just because she's right there. Like she's the one who wants to be there seeing it all. She really could stay with Molly. What do you think is the real reason why Issa is staying with Daniel? Does she want him or not? But she told him about her feelings though. I don't know. I don't know. And I feel like although I enjoyed the first episode and all of that, I do wish that they had given us more about like the other characters on the show. I would have loved to see Amanda Seales' character, more of the other like supporting cast members on the show. Don't get me wrong, I love the idea that the show focuses and sort of centered around Issa, but I also love the sort of tertiary characters that are in her life, like her brother, and just like show us a little bit of everybody's life. We're nosy. We want to see what's life like with the Dunes at the Dunes. I actually saw an interview by Lawrence, and somebody had given him the Dunes, like I think it was a hat or whatever, and I'm like, I need that. I think I want the Dunes like baseball cap or the Dunes shirt or something like that. I would be all for some the Dunes merch. And do you guys miss Lawrence? Do you think that Lawrence not being on the show is a bad thing? I think Lawrence Hive may be a little hurt by that, but maybe Issa is one of those girls who wishes on what ifs. She could be. Yeah, where is Kelly and her antics? I like Kelly, so I'm all for the Kelly character. I want to see more about what's going on with her. And I'm wondering how long can they continue to stretch out the whole Molly and Dro situation before his wife finds out? I feel like we've gone through quite a few episodes, not just like of course it's the first episode of this season, but last season, like the build up. When is Candace gonna find out? I would love to see what's going on there. That was that awkward moment again where Molly and Dro are together and his phone rings and the name pops up and it's Candace and she got to sit next to him and be quiet about it. It's like I feel like I'm kind of tired of those scenes where it's like, okay, yes, she doesn't know. Okay, like I get it. What's next? I want that storyline to kind of progress a little bit more. I'm kind of tired of the whole like lingering issue. Candace already knows. I think Candace knows. Yeah, because am I wrong? I gotta watch it again because when he answered the phone, did he say I'm at Molly's? I was like, wait, did he say that? Now, Seville, you say it's an open marriage. He says it's an open marriage, but do we know that until Molly and Candace have a conversation on camera, kind of talking about it? I feel like I'm not going to believe it until I see that. See, yeah, I thought that's what he said. I thought that he said that he told his wife when she called that he's at Molly's. But then even if he said I'm at Molly's, the wife knows they've been friends since they were kids. So just because you say you're there, they were friends before they became more than friends. She could think that they just kicking it. shooting pool, playing spades, playing dominoes. I don't know. That still doesn't mean anything. She could just be trying to show that she trusts her man by letting him be like, oh, I'm at Molly's. That's just like her. I don't know. Until Candace and Molly have that conversation, I'm not going to be sold on it. There will be a dramatic explosion with Molly and Candace. I'm waiting on it with bated breath. I want to see it. And also, how do y'all feel about Dro? I think he wanted it to be casual, but I don't. There was always some kind of attraction between him and Molly. Like he said, he remembers so much about their childhood. I feel like he thinks that Molly is the one that got away. And like if it wasn't for, I don't know what happened, why they didn't get together, but I definitely feel like there's a lot of deeper feelings between him and Molly. Because you don't hear anything about Candace having anyone. Exactly. You're talking about they're in an open marriage. Okay, well, where's Candace's boo? Molly and Candace had that awkward moment in one of the yeah, they did have an awkward moment when it was, I think it was a party that I forgot, I'm forgetting the child's name. Amanda Seals' husband on the show was having like a birthday party, and that's when Lawrence came and all that. Yes, they did have an awkward moment, but that awkward moment could have been because she may feel like the title of this show suggests, insecure. She might have been feeling insecure because maybe she's intimidated by Molly. Well, I don't know if that means that she knows. I don't know. Hey, Coach Sean, looks like I need to buy 5 of your books for my lady friends. They really need your help. Oh, hey, how you doing? Shout out to Sketching Hands, one of the rare male subscribers that I have on my channel. Thank you for always supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. Yeah, she did have sex with Joe in the bathroom. It's just Molly's just a series of bad decisions. And the thing about it is, so Molly is trying to turn over a new leaf. Like she said, she's trying to set boundaries this season. But you're still setting boundaries with a married man. If you really want to set some boundaries, how about not dating married men? Not just like telling this married man what you will and will not tolerate, and hey, this is what we're gonna do, married man. How about you leave married men alone? How about that? But like I said, I don't know. I feel like I'm hoping to see more progress with Molly. I'm hoping that Issa kind of finds her way. And what do y'all think about the whole storyline between Issa, well, with Issa and We Got Y'all? Because Frida went for her neck. I was just like, not Frida. Was it Frida? The one who runs the whole We Got Y'all. Why am I forgetting everybody's name? Please forgive me. Clearly, I'm not one of these one who like reviews these shows weekly. But didn't her boss go for Issa's neck last night? I was like, God, dog. Like she used to love Issa. Issa did make a mistake, but I feel like there's more to it than that. Issa does need to find a new job. And then somebody said, I forgot, I was watching somebody's review, and they were saying that with the circle of friends that Issa runs in, shouldn't like one of her friends help her find a better job? Now they all seem to be pretty affluent. Kelly has a good job. Amanda Seals' character, I can't remember her name to save my life. Tiffany, is it? Has a good job. Molly is a very affluent lawyer. Even Lawrence has a good job. Like everybody has a good job. Why is Issa working at We Got Y'all? Now this is the thing. I'm all for you having a passion project and you wanting to do, I don't know, because your 9 to 5 got to pay the bills. I feel like I know she's passionate about the kids, but it's to the point now where she doesn't even have a place to live and that you're sleeping on people's couches and all of that. Like, if it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. I feel like she still has to find a job that's going to sustain her, where she's not like, needing somebody to help her, when her car breaks down, needing a couch to sleep on. I feel like Issa has education. I feel like she has a degree in something. It may be time to parlay that into something else, or maybe this is just how the show is written and she's supposed to be this way. But I don't know. What do y'all think? Like, it doesn't matter how much you love your career and you love your job, if it's not paying and you are literally broke as a joke, and everybody in your circle is doing so much better than you, I don't know. I just feel like you should be trying to do a little bit better. This made me sad. LOL. Issa going through it, man. Issa put herself in this position. If Issa had just been open with Lawrence, that relationship could have been saved. Even if Issa had ended the relationship with Lawrence before she pursued the relationship with Daniel, it still would have been more forgivable than what she did. Oh, thank you. She got demoted. Oh, okay. Y'all said Issa's in the call center? Oh, well, I know well, I guess she did get demoted. I guess once you get demoted, the next step is getting fired. But now she's doing the lift. I'm just like, for all the education that Issa has, I would expect her to be doing a little bit better. I mean, not everything is about money, but when you're a grown person and you can't take care of yourself, at some point you have to call that being irresponsible. Irresponsible with your money. We all, as adults, you aren't always going to be in a position where you can do exactly what you want to do. My daddy always used to tell me sometimes you have to do what you don't want to do until you can get to a place where you can do what you want to do. Like saving up money while you're working so you can start your business, or saving up money while you're working so you can go to school. Like that's a part of being an adult. Oh, how did I forget this? Somebody said party lift and that jogged my memory. Did y'all see the dude from How to Get Away with Murder? Wasn't that him in the backseat that Issa was eyeballing? I did not think that he would win that little fight in the backseat. But kudos to him for getting it. And Big Boy getting in there and talk. See, that's why I couldn't be a Lyft driver or anything like that. I just feel like as a woman, it's kind of dangerous. Like she's in there. Just imagine that she took Big Boy, the guy that was in the back. She took him somewhere and she asked him politely not to light up in her back seat. He did it anyway, and he's like calling her out her name or whatever. I just feel like that just doesn't feel safe. I don't like that. I don't like that. I would probably only pick up female passengers because I feel like he got real disrespectful real quick. And if it wasn't for Molly in the car and that other guy in the car, who knows where it could have escalated to? I think Issa is in a karma down spiral. She needs to address her conscience for real. You think it's karma? You think that's why all this is happening to Issa? It's a series of bad decisions on Issa's part. Issa saw the gentrification of the area that she was living in near the dunes a while ago. Um, Issa it doesn't sound like she's really good with money. She's not saving any money. She's not earning enough money. I think a part of it is bad decisions. As people like to give the devil way too much credit. Sometimes people blame the devil for stuff that we're doing. Issa put herself in this position. When Lawrence moved out and she knew she couldn't cover the rent without his money, she should have started looking for a place right then and there. Like that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Should have been saving her money. Because you never know when something's going to come up. Emergencies are never planned. You don't plan for your car to break down. You don't plan for a pipe to bust. You don't plan for your dishwasher to break down. You don't plan for those kind of things. That's why you always have rainy day funds. That's what you should be doing. Even a squirrel is wise enough to store food for the winter. I mean, I don't know. But this is spoken like a grown woman. I'm just saying, even a squirrel is wise enough to set up themselves for the winter. So why isn't Issa better prepared? This life happens. You got to be ready. You can't live in this day and age. They say that the average person is 1 to 2 paychecks away from being homeless. Let that sink in. Just imagine you missing your paycheck for 2 weeks. All of a sudden you get fired and you miss your paycheck for 2 weeks. Can you survive? I know this is like a random side note, but I mean, hashtag message. If you're out there and you're watching this and you know that if you miss 2 paychecks, you would have to move in with your mama, you need to start saving your money. You need to stay off of Fashion Nova. I don't care how many 30% off promo codes they send you. Stay off of Fashion Nova and save your coins. Okay? Okay. Issa puts it on herself. No, I mean subconsciously making bad decisions. Yeah, yeah. She's making decisions off of her insecurity. And also because Issa thought that she was gonna get Lawrence back. So she didn't really prepare for the idea that man was really done. Like it was really over. Especially when he came over that one time to get his quote unquote mail. And they had that encounter. She really thought that she was gonna get him back. And then it took her a while to realize that it was really done. That's what I keep telling you guys in these strawberry letters. Some men can forget that your mama ever had you. Like I mean, not to say that what Issa did um was right or anything, but I'm just saying people can love you today and hate you the next. You can't just, I don't know. Child, what language are you speaking here? Ooh. Speaking facts. Hashtag big facts. Okay? We need to do better with our money, especially when you're young. Exactly. Exactly. That's why you should be like setting up like patterns for like saving your money. Issa is a cautionary tale, man. Not just like my accent came out just now. That's a cautionary tale, man, about not managing your money properly, about not seeing the signs, about when you want to. One of the things, the problems with Issa is Issa doesn't speak up for herself. Issa has all these bathroom montages. When she's in the bathroom, she talking big talk. She's tough. She got all these raps and all this, but Issa never says how she feels, not to her boss, not even sometimes even fully to Molly, not to any of the men that she's dating. Issa never speaks up for herself. That's another level of Issa's insecurity, not being able to speak up for yourself. When you're an adult, you have to be able to say, no matter what the consequence of what I'm saying to you is, I'm willing to take those consequences because I have to say what I have to say, especially when people can say whatever they want to say to you. Again, hashtag message. If you're in a situation whether it's a friend or family member, and they can say whatever they want to say to you, and you just take it, how is that fair? You have to stand up for yourself. Issa is the definition of passive aggressive. I can see that. And then she explodes. Yeah. That's why that whole situation with Lawrence was the way that it was. When they had that at the birthday party when they were standing on the street calling each other everything but a child of God. The reason why is because that was years of up anger and frustration that Issa had, and she finally decided to let it go. But had Issa actually had taken the time to tell him along the way, hey, this is bothering me, that's bothering me, it wouldn't have gotten to that point. And all of it was news to him, which is why he lashed out again, because he was like, wait, what is all this? Where's all this coming from? That's why you have to tell people how you feel. And when you're in a relationship, I think they call it a relationship tune-up. Every now and then, you need to see where you and your partner stand. You don't want to be thinking everything is all good and you have issues and they have issues. You have to talk those things through. Holding on to things is so unhealthy in a relationship. Talk about it, get it out. That way you can kind of move forward with it. See if they even think it's worth fixing. If it's a deal breaker for you, if it's a deal breaker for them, if you have an issue, you have to speak it out. You used to be like that a few years ago, never spoke up for yourself. It built up resentment towards people I had issues with. You need to speak up and tell people how you feel. Exactly, because you can't expect people to read your mind and to know how you feel. And you're mad at them and they don't even know that you're mad. To me, it's kind of like you're faking because you know that you're mad at them, but you're still smiling. And then in the inside, you have all this inner dialogue going. And she got the nerve to ask me to help her. She never helped me. But you like all these conversations in your head that they're completely oblivious to. If you don't tell people, you can't fault them for not knowing. Somebody said, is it me or does Issa go for anybody? Like she has no standards. If they're cute and are normal, she gets right on board. Let's go through. Let's talk about it. Let's go through that. Now, see, Lawrence was the first man that we heard about with Issa. And Lawrence had a good job. He just got laid off and was unemployed. Didn't have the list of men that Issa had. Now, see, Lawrence was the first man that we heard about with Issa. And Lawrence had a good job. He just got laid off and was unemployed. Now, see, Lawrence was the first man that we heard about with Issa. And Lawrence had a good job. He just got laid off and was unemployed. Didn't have the passion to want to get back out there. But he had, you saw him get back on his feet. He had potential. But a man has to realize his own potential. Okay, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. He had to realize his own potential. Now, I will say, like, what was it, Neighbor Bay? The dude who was downstairs, hashtag big head. Okay, I can see where the standards may have slipped there. The really nice guy, I forgot. I think he might have been Latino. He seemed like a nice guy. He was the older guy, the silver fox. He seemed like a nice guy. Like he had everything going on. Isha was just being really pushy with him. He seemed like he had everything going on for himself. Daniel has his own place, working on his career. Like I don't. She made a couple bad decisions, but I don't know. It's the process of becoming and growing into your womanhood. But how old is Issa, or how old is Issa's character supposed to be? Okay, I need a moderator. Somebody, who do I trust? You, NYC Chocolate 77. I'm absolutely loving the show. Thank you. Girl, you got a good job quick. Thank you. Yeah, so like I love the show. I just feel like I want the um Molly and Dro storyline to kind of pick up a little bit. I'm ready for Candace to get involved. And you know what? I like Daniel, but if it's not Daniel, I'm ready for whoever else to step in. For Issa to be in a relationship with. I'm ready for Issa to kind of get her life to Molly and Dro storyline to kind of pick up a little bit. I'm ready for Candace to get involved. And you know what? I like Daniel, but if it's not Daniel, I'm ready for whoever else to step in. For Issa to be in a relationship with. I'm ready for Issa to kind of get her life together. Like the career is not working out, and there's so many things. Or is that what the whole show is supposed to be about? Hashtag the struggle. The struggle is real. Is Issa supposed to win? Is this whole show structured where is this one of those things where like Issa doesn't win to the finale, the series finale? Or can we have something to celebrate? It's like one of those shows like How to Get Away with Murder, where it's like, or Scandal. Like you can't ever really, or even Game of Thrones, where it's like you can't ever just like celebrate. I don't know. Or maybe the show would be boring if Issa's life wasn't constantly falling apart. Issa's in her 30s. Because she's in her 30s, do you feel like somebody in their 30s should have life figured out better than Issa does at this point? What do you guys think? In her, do you think that Issa is making the kind of decisions that a woman in her 30s would make? As far as like where she is in her career, where she is as far as her relationships. What do you think? I feel like this show progresses and she's gonna blossom. But my whole thing is like, what is it? Season three? What has Issa learned so far? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many seasons do we have to get in before Issa finally figures out who she is? Or maybe how long is the span? How long are they saying was from the breakup with Lawrence to where she is now? Are they saying that this is months? Is this like how far is this? I think your character is 25. 25, yeah, right. No, no, no. I think with the it doesn't sound like she and her friends supposed to be fresh out of college or anything like that. And I think Lisa's character is at least 30. Honestly, it's realistic because some people never learn. That's true. That's true. But I mean, we want Issa to win, right? I don't know. It all depends on the woman. I think Issa's the type of that goes along just to get along and doesn't really know what she wants. You think that's what it is, y'all? You think Issa just doesn't know what she wants, and that's why? Well, that's true. If you don't know what you want, you'll take whatever somebody gives you. It's like if I say, "Oh, I'm really hungry. I'm really hungry. Oh my gosh, I'm just so hungry. I can eat just about anything," and somebody gives me some ramen, and I get an attitude. And it's like, well, if I didn't say that, nah, I want me some real food. I want me like a steak and some lobster, or whatever. I can't get mad. But if I'm specific about what I want, and you give me something else, and have somebody gives me some ramen, and I get an attitude, and it's like, well, if I didn't say that, nah, I want me some real food. I want me like a steak and some lobster, or whatever. I can't get mad. But if I'm specific about what I want and you give me something else, then I have a right to be mad because I was specific about what I wanted. I get that. I think she'll get it all together by the end of the season. By the end of this, I have a right to be mad because I was specific about what I wanted. I get that. I think she'll get it all together by the end of the season. By the end of this season, and when you say get it all together, what do you mean? A new job and Daniel? And do we even want Issa with Daniel? Another thing, like I said, they're finally starting to develop the Daniel character. But I feel like one of the reasons why everybody wanted Issa with Lawrence is because they took the time to develop Lawrence's character. We didn't really know anything about Daniel besides like what he looked like and the fact that he cheated with Issa. I would like to know what kind of person that he is. Seeing him with his sister, seeing him with his niece, her mentioning the fact that he's going to babysit his niece and all of that, her mentioning the fact that the way that she talked about Issa, she knows about Issa. A man doesn't tell his family about you unless he thinks there's something there. Okay? Okay? When he starts telling like everybody about you and they meet you and they're like, oh, I've been hearing so much about you. Okay. I think sometimes Issa is selfish, like the whole thing, ignoring Molly and seeing Daniel and then lying about it. Issa wants a perfect ending. She thought in her head with Lawrence the end of last season. Is Daniel Issa's consolation prize? Is she being with him because she can't have Lawrence or because she chose him? Hmm. So if you can't love the one you want, love the one you with. Is that what Issa's doing? Does she act now? Even though, truth be told, Daniel was first. Yeah, she was with Lawrence, but she actually had known Daniel first. So I don't know. Maybe Lawrence the rebound. You know what I'm saying? Hmm. Issa is selfish. She spends too much time being a shoulder to cry on for other people. She can't think about her own life. Issa's confused. I think Daniel forces her out of her comfort zone. In what way? In what way does Daniel force Issa out of her comfort zone? I think she genuinely cared about Daniel. Hmm. I mean, I would like when you're in a relationship with somebody, you want that person to make you better. Would Daniel make her better? Would he make her a better woman? And in what way? I feel like we still have to see more about the Daniel character to see that. Because so far, all I've seen him do, and is it disrespectful? Like the whole situation in the beginning. I know a lot of you are joining this live insecure thing. You didn't catch the beginning, but I don't know. Oh. Call Me Cat says, I think Daniel wants Issa to go for her dreams. Well, what is Issa's dreams? They haven't really made that clear. What besides working for We Got Y'all, they haven't really given you think about it, all they really talk about on Insecure is Issa's relationship, but they haven't really given us much about Issa. And I feel like as women, we're always well, should I even no, I'm gonna say it because that's what I'm gonna do. As women, we're always reduced to our relationship status. And as much as I love the show, is that what the show has done? Reduced her to her relationship status as if she is nothing without being with Daniel or being with Lawrence. Like, what about just Issa? Even just single Issa. Even if they took the men out of the equation and allowed Issa to just explore herself. You guys know I always talk about in my Strawberry Letters to giving you the opportunity to just date yourself. What if Issa didn't date anybody and got her career together first? It, would that not make good TV? But it might motivate some people to do the same thing. Daniel is just her what if guy. Okay. Okay. Sometimes you have to be with the what if guy, and that's when she'll finally see what she wants. I can agree with that because maybe she's always idealized and romanticized the idea of being with Daniel. And maybe she needs to see for herself by actually being with him if it's what she dreamed it was. You know what I'm saying? We do that sometimes. We think, oh my God, I would love to be whoever your celebrity crush is. Oh my God, I would love to be with Idris Elba or so and so or whoever, whatever your celebrity crush is. You don't know what that's really like, but you think it's going to be amazing, but you don't know that for sure. Maybe Issa needs to know whether she wants to be with Lawrence or not, what it would be like with Daniel. So that she'll know, she won't have in the back of her mind, I wonder if it would have been better with Daniel. I wonder if I should have been with Daniel. Maybe she needs to get it out of her system to know for sure. You shouldn't have somebody else's um the idea of being with somebody else in your mind when you're with someone. And I feel like for Issa, he had always been, you're right. He was her what if guy, and now she's finally getting a chance to follow that through without the guilt because she's single, and if they're both single, they can be in a relationship they want to be. Even though I don't like the way that the relationship came about, I don't know if it can be good after this. You know what I'm saying? She cheated with him. He's with another woman in another room. It's like the way they're getting together isn't. I mean, this is not how love stories are written. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe it's just me. Well, I'm missing something. That's because of her parents' marriage. Whose parents' marriage? Molly had everything. Like, sis, get your life together. Her false idea of marriage is her problem. Oh, you're talking about Molly. Oh, okay. But I gotta go, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I actually gotta get ready to get my daughter. So thank you guys for joining me. Sorry to cut it off so abruptly, but I got mommy first, YouTuber second. But thank you guys for joining me. I'm hoping that I will do this weekly. Or at least I'm tossing around the idea of doing something called the morning after, where I would just like get with you guys, even though it's afternoon, and get with you guys and talk about the previous episode to just kind of get a good discussion going, because I feel like there's nuggets from the show that we can take away and make our own lives better. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, turn your notifications on. Let me know if you guys want me to do this on a weekly basis. If you don't, that's fine. Strawberry letters are coming. I just filmed one today. That's why I'm halfway snatched. But I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Huge thank you to NYC Chocolate 7777 for being my moderator. I appreciate that. I like when I see your name so often. I know I can trust you. So I'm grateful for you being a subscriber for a long time. I know who you are. Thank you, Sketching Hands, all you guys. Love you guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Till next time, later, divas and dudes. Deuces, honey.